Office of Children and Family Services heard of this, knew of this, and through word of mouth from people that were acquainted with our situation and our family mentioned that these people were destined to shut my son down and to do anything they needed to do to close him down and to bring forth charges, if possible, so that he would not have a license to run a family daycare business. They did succeed with conspiring to shut my son down illegally, as they did. He was charged with felony counts. He was indicted for fraud, falsifying business records. These are things that my son would have never have done. And I sit before you to tell this story because it's much deeper, and he himself will share the rest of the story with you. To this very day, currently, 2012, we're trying to overturn DEMARIO Quinn, my son's conviction, based on false, conspired, trumped-up charges that eventually caused him irreparable harm, as well as myself. I sit before you again, somewhat confused, a little angry. I myself have never been politically motivated in any way. I've never been someone that was an activist or an advocate for anything, but I felt the need, and I feel the need, to share my story based on the circumstances and the problems and the situation surrounding my family and myself. I hope and I pray that this happens to no one. But as you know, and most people often hear, that this happens to people every day, and there's nothing done about it. This goes unheard. No one speaks of it. No one ever wants to challenge the state or the county or our local governments, but they often, too often, bully small family-owned businesses out of business. And they usually cause irreparable harm to innocent individuals. I myself was always qualified to assist my son with daycare and anything else he chose in his life. And I often, most likely often, ran and kept my son's books and accounting work and showed him and was trying to teach him. And again, as I mentioned, I was always part of his business, whether it be for advice, opinion, running errands for him, whatever he needed me to do. The New York State Office of Children and Family Services did not, and I repeat, did not want me part of my son's business, even though it took place in my home. That was something that I never understood, because I was someone that was qualified, well-educated, and had all of the knowledge of assisting and helping him run the business that they wanted me to have no part of, based on illegally shutting down my family business, the Eloquence Daycare Center. But I did remain loyal to him to help him with bookkeeping and paperwork as he requested. I don't know how much to get into at this point, because I know there are other stories that are going to be shared, such as this one. I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before, but I just feel the need to share this story with the world and hope to God that this happens to no one else. Currently, we are still fighting. We're still trying to overturn this illegal, false conviction and charge against my son. Devastating, where you have to deliver and turn your child into serve jail time for something he did not do. Clearly, an intelligent, innocent young man that had high hopes and high opinions and high motivation and inspiration of becoming an entrepreneur himself, now looked at in the world in the eyes of others as a convicted felon. I tell this story because I know there's so many people out there that have gone through something such as this situation. If not, clearly take a look and listen at this story. You couldn't make this up. I hope that there are enough people, individuals out there that will be able to listen to this story and leave opinions, open options, and advice on how we can keep this from happening. I truly believe at this point that the New York State Office of Children and Family Services, as well as the Erie County Department of Social Services, is completely out of control, and they aren't governed. There are no laws or regulations to keep them from doing this to anyone. As qualified as I was to be my son's assistant, as I once was at Eloquence Daycare, I continue to allow my son to run his business in my home, even though the New York State Office of Children and Family Services did not want me part of that. And this is one reason that they went after falsifying information and conspired to trump up false charges against my son. My son was charged, indicted, convicted, and jailed for 4 weekends after trial. The judge didn't seem as if he was interested in his story. It made me feel and believe that after me sitting on trial with my son and testifying on his behalf that I myself kept his business records, did his bookkeeping, had parents to sign vouchers for him on behalf of him, the judge did not believe the story. And I am hoping, I am truly hoping that this story can be heard so that his conviction can be overturned due to our failing judicial system, which truly caused irreparable harm to my son, myself, my family, and those that were acquainted with our business and our family. Thank you for listening to this story.